Hello everybody, you're here with Cotour Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today is the follow-up, I guess it will be part 3 of brushes, of powder brushes. I already did my favorite or my most used eye brushes, and then I made 1 or 2 of face brushes, and then the most beloved, the most used, and then the secondary sort of for a certain reason or 2. And then now the pending, which is face brushes. I mean powder brushes. So if you're interested on this, please keep on watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. All right, so let's begin. This is gonna be a very short one because I don't have many. I don't like to powder myself that often. So there you have it. Let's start with the most beloved. Or should I leave that to the end? Let's leave that to the end. I know, I'm dying to show it to you. It's not gonna be a long video anyways. So let's start now with my most beloved. All right, I'll put it down. So, okay, so I own this. It came in a set, and this one is the Rephr 25. So very soft, very long, and not too wide. So I guess you can use this powder and do very quickly, just dust it, sort of thing. The reason I have this is because it came in a set. Do I appreciate it? Yes. It's real hair, not synthetic, so it's soft. I really appreciate that because I have sensitive skin. It doesn't irritate it. It doesn't flare it up. It doesn't make it more itchy. It is undie hair, so I guess you can use it even with creamier stuff, but it's supposed to be a powder brush. So I guess I have this one. There you go. We're gonna start with the, I wouldn't say the less used or the, yeah, it's a good one, but not the favorite just yet. I'll mention 2 others, which are also very beautiful, very soft, really enjoy them. Not favorite, but still. One is the Kogh Dew. This is a chore one, but I really like it. It came with some products that I have purchased, or one of those kits. Is real hair, is soft, nice. I love this shade because you can use it for bronzing, you can for dusting, and of course you can use it for powder. Now, this is a very beautiful brush because if you've seen some of my other brushes, so this is my beloved SonIa G, and I say this is a must-have. This is the Sculpt Two, and so they're a little bit in the similar, but this is a lot wider. Not a lot, but some. It just looks thicker. You see this one? And so I use this more for powder. However, the shape is a really convenient one. But this one is softer. You see, this is, I mean, softer to the touch. That both feel soft, but this one has a little more concision, so I can really go at it. This one is a little softer, so it doesn't go so precise, although of course you can make it precise. I don't want to keep going on and on to see if it makes sense. I love this little brush, but it came in that set. Do I use it that much? No, I use the other one. But if I need to cleanse, put a little bit of powder lightly like a dust, I do use this. All right, we're getting to the one I use the most. What can I tell you? So the other one that also came in a set for powders for the Kogh Dew is this one. This is a lot more concise, so you can use it for many things, but you can use it for blush because it's undie on the top. You see, it's kind of a, but I think this is more intended for blurring. So you really can put blurring powder more than finishing powder like the other one. And this way, you just make everything look more blur and nice and finished. I do use my beloved SonIa G more than this. which is this one. If you see my other video, this is the one I recommend, which is the Smooth and Buffer. However, I do own this. They're nice. They obviously work. And so if you use one of my favorite beloved finishing powder, this is face powder. This is Kogh Dew, and this will be one of my favorites. So these two brushes go with my favorite powder. All right. But again, this is more blurring thing, and usually when I want a blurring sort of powder, I use the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. So I will use my SonIa G brush that I just showed you. But if I am finishing powder, setting powder, then I would pull out these three brushes that I just showed you, you know, the fur or these two, depending what I want to do. Now, we're gonna get to the ones that I most use. See, I told you it was gonna be quick. So let me just make a little clear. So I use the Kogh Dew finishing powder. This is, if I ever powder for finishing powder, this is what I most prefer because it's so thin, barely there. You don't look like you apply powder. The other one I always use that I love is my Meteorites, which is a little thicker, but it gives you a glow and a finishing glow. So I mentioned the powders because obviously it shows why I love, love, love the brushes that I will let you know, right? Okay, so my most beloved, well, I'll put second first and then my most beloved, so I'm not teasing you. I'm impatient. I want to show you number one already. So number two, and it's not just for finishing powder, is SonIa G, and this is a new brush, Niji Pro. So I really like this. It's thick, and it's so soft, and it has a mixture of the hairs, and so you can really powder, dust. You can also bronzing. So it's not only for finishing powders, you can use it for many other powders. You probably could use it also for creams. So this is a beloved, but if I would use it for something, will be for the bronzing powders mostly, and probably for finishing powder, but it has a little more consistency, probably similar to this. This is softer. This goes more all over. This is more precision concise, but they're both soft. But this is another one that I would use. And then before I tell you my number one, how I make it emotion, right? So I do want to mention that another big powder that I use is the Dior Duo. I put this as a video of my biggest secret. The Chantecaille blurring powder, Perfect Blur finishing powder, and the Dior is the ones that I most use to when I overdid it, when I just want to maybe hide a little bit of the finishing, maybe I just want to do a blurring finish sort of thing, but these are a little thicker. And I would use this also, for example, if I want to cover some of the red right here. And then, this is why I'm mentioning this, I use, this brush came with Dior powder, and it is very wide and very concise. I don't think these are real hairs. So I would use this to cover some of the neck or chest if it's red or something, or put a little bit in the hand if I'm gonna go out. So this is more for covering finishing powder sort of thing. But I wouldn't use this on my face. But I mention them because I think having a synthetic, thicker kind of brush is helpful. I do own, which I have in my purse, one of those that kind of go in and out, and I take that for my purse. It's sort of like this, and I think I'd show it where this is very ugly, very old, and a lot longer. The other one is kind of stumpy, wider and small, but this is the feature I want to show you. It's a brush that you can hide. And I have mentioned this in the past because I will put the other Stumpy, the one is in my purse, in the Dior. Kind of, it's gonna be sort of this size and consistency before I go putting in. I would do that in the Dior and put it in my purse. And when I'm a little sweaty or the makeup doesn't look very finished, I will pull it out and sort of blur it, and that will do it, and I look refreshed. If I go out at night or it's a more finished look, I would do the same, but with the Meteorites, with the same brush. And then I will do that sort of when I need to, and it gives me a totally refreshed sort of makeup look. So FYI. Now, let's continue with the #1 finishing powder. This is what I use, and it is, of course, it's not new. There's a lot of YouTubers that love it, and it's #1. But I think it's a must-have. Yes, must-have is the La Mer powder brush. Yay! So this is big, it's thick. It's a little bit dome here, but it's a little pointy. Look at this baby. It doesn't compare to anything else. I mean, this is a Rephr. What should I compare it to? The Niji that I just showed you. Should I compare it to some of what I just showed you? I mean, there's nothing that I own like this. And it's not like there's no other big brushes out there. It's just, this is so soft. And it really does the job. It's soft, but it does provide. It's not like even this one is so soft that it might even despairs. This one is soft, but it provides. And so what I do is I take some of the Meteorites, let's do it right now. And so Meteorites, I go which these are other ones that are a must-have if you don't. And they have different colors. You can use a medium or a darker or a golden or anything. Of course, I go for the cool tones because that make me look a lot more porcelain, Snow White, if you know what I mean. Well, I used to when I was younger. All right, so now that I have a little bit of dust, and then I just kind of go all over, lightly. Oh, and this, very, very lightly, very, very nice. And then you can always put it down. It's so big and easy and fluffy and natural. It's not inexpensive. I think it's 110 or 100 and something, but it's not super duper over the top. I mean, if you consider my Westman Atelier little thing for blurring is 110. Now this one doesn't, you know, this is a must-have. So I would splurge. I would spend it. Get it in Sephora on the 20% sale, or getting in one of those department stores in the sale. So definitely my #1 brush. So I think that's it, boys and girls. I think I'm done. If you want to see what I am wearing on my face, I'll link the video down below. I hope this was useful, and I feel so good because now I did in my promise. You asked what were my brushes, and I provided. Done. End of story. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell on the right-hand corner. Please comment down below what are your favorite powder brushes. I always enjoy reading those messages, suggestions, and I even immediately go and look at them. And so I really appreciate that from you. And any other suggestions, of course, always welcome. I'm still working on the completion of the vanity tour. I kind of did an overall, but I haven't gone through all the doors, which I will. I haven't forgotten. It just takes a little bit. All right. Hope you enjoy this. And you know, you got a bonus because I gave you my favorite powders. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.